3, but many students do not think it's effective.
I know there's like smoking areas and some people are like not in their area or something like that. I'm like, oh, look at you not following the rules.
Yeah, and it's kind of bad, you know, you have to respect the other person walking behind you or around you because, I mean, campus has provided those areas for a reason, so please be, respectful to others and smoke at that point.
Project Impact members advocate for a smoke-free campus because they do not think the designated smoking areas have been a helpful solution.
The campus security doesn't really enforce the laws as far as I see, because again, I see bikers smoking as they're going through campus. So the policy isn't being upheld, so what use is it?
Other students are okay with the current policy, but think that some of the smoking spots need to be relocated.
Some of them are really close, like one near the science building. That's, to me, is too close, and it's the area where people are walking in and out. So to me, it kind of bugs me a bit when I'm walking out that area and people are smoking, so I have to walk away from there.
Project Impact welcomes students to attend their meetings every other Friday in the USU. For more information on them and their fight against tobacco use on campus, like them on Facebook at Project Impact for Life. Kristen Furtado, Fresno State Focus.
Fresno State students appear to be addicted to coffee, but do they visit the Starbucks on campus out of addiction or convenience? Starbucks manager Ricky Serrano says it's not just a student addiction, it's a cultural addiction. Starbucks is a place for students to bond with similar personalities. Employees of the Fresno State Coffee House believe it has to do with the need to keep up with a busy college lifestyle, but some students say it's the most convenient place to go to study. For students on a university campus, it seems to be more of a social mix of convenience than an addiction. Of course, there are a few different theories as to why so many students on campus drink Starbucks coffee, but we've decided to get a first-hand opinion from one of our own. Joining us today is student Megan Seegers. Thank you for joining us, Megan.
Thank you.
Do you ever use Starbucks as your personal getaway?
A lot of the time, yeah, when I just don't want to be at a certain place or I'm really stressed out about something, I'll just go hang out at Starbucks, I'll read, I'll work on homework, or just chill.
What do you think it is about Starbucks that makes it the place to go?
Probably the atmosphere. They always just have, whenever I'm in there, there's always just peaceful music and everyone's kind of at the same mode, it seems like, when you go in, so you can just hang out and you be there with friends chatting. It's nice just to kind of sit back and relax.
With the rush in your everyday life, how often do you go to Starbucks?
I'm pretty busy, so probably a couple times a week, 3-4 times a week.
Has your day ever been delayed from waiting in line?
When I'm with a group of people, usually, yeah, because everyone wants their stuff and we're always late going somewhere. Myself, I try to manage time, but that doesn't always work out too well. So.
Do you ever think about going anywhere else when you see the long lines?
I'll look around. If Starbucks is just ridiculous and there's another little yogurt place or something next door, I might run over there, but most of the time I like the seating Starbucks has, just more comfortable.
Do you think there is anything they can do to speed up the waiting process in Starbucks?
I mean, when I've been there, it looks like they're doing the best they can. Like, they're usually pretty full staff. There's been a couple times where it's only 2 people working on the bar, and I'm just like, okay, it's like rush hour, where are your people? But other than that, I think they're doing the best they can.
And a lot of students drink Starbucks on campus. Do you think it's for the taste or just the social status?
Probably a little bit of both, because a lot of people, they do have that addiction and they need Starbucks, and to get through their day, they got to get going, so they grab it. But other people, it's like, oh, nothing to do. Let's just grab Starbucks.
Yes. We've been talking with Megan Seegers. Thank you for joining us, Megan.
Speaking of the social benefits of coffee, Fresno State's International Coffee Hour gives a global experience. Every Tuesday, the program brings students from different cultural backgrounds around the world to share their experiences. Lorena Franco has the story.
Applause and laughter fill the room as the audience welcomes Omar Abelvizi. Last Tuesday, Omar represented his home country of Saudi Arabia at Fresno State's International Coffee Hour. The program creates a friendly atmosphere that inspires talks within people from the community.
Have a better understanding with each other, like from the West and the East, and also people come from South America, from Asia, from the Middle East, from Africa. So this program kind of educate people.
Even though it's called International Coffee Hour, it's not just about coffee. This is a place open to the public where people are able to create global friendships.
It's actually where the world meets, if I could use that word. It's just like a fusion where everyone seems to meet together.
Some people might use the hour to visit a foreign destination without leaving the country.
I get to learn a lot of things, fascinating stuff, and if I could choose a place for tourists, I can consider some of these wonderful places that have been presented too.
Omar, fully dressed in his traditional clothing, says he found a good day to present his home country.
When I say I'm from Saudi Arabia, first thing they think I'm rich. And second thing, that I live in Dubai. Dubai is not in Saudi Arabia.
International Coffee Hour takes place every Tuesday at the Henry Madden Library, room 2206. Lorena Franco, Fresno State Focus.
But if coffee isn't on the top of your list, socializing over ice cream and supporting your college dairy might do the trick. You may have driven past the dairy processing building many times, but did you know that inside, students make their own ice cream? Super Series C. Hernan shows us what makes Fresno State ice cream so delicious.
The Fresno State campus has churned out over 50 different flavors of ice cream. I bet a lot of people didn't know that this campus has a dairy processing unit. Let's take a journey through these doors.
We start by getting either our own ice mix that we process ourselves, or we actually buy some ice mix from Foster Farms, and then we'll mix in other ingredients into the mixer over here, and then it'll freeze. We put it in either 3-gallon or 1.5 or pint containers, and then they actually have to freeze in our main freezer that's negative 25 degrees for 24 hours before we can take it to markets or scooping places. It has to freeze properly before we're able to sell it.
Dairy processing unit tries to invent new flavors for their customers.
The process is if the students have an idea, or we may just copy a flavor that's already out there and just make it our own, or make it a little bit different so it's distinct than what's out there. For example, we made a flavor that tastes like an Almond Joy candy bar, and to do that we already made a coconut ice cream, and then we had a toasted almond ice cream as well. So we put those together, and then we just added chocolate chips. So that's how that flavor came about.
A student worker says an upcoming flavor could be a hit.
My favorite would probably be our new one that we're coming out with. It's a raspberry cheesecake swirl with pie crust. It's really delicious, and we're going to be coming out with that.
If you want to try some ice cream, come by the Fresno State Farm Market. The farm market offers free ice cream every second Tuesday of each month. If you're not close by the Fresno State Farm Market, you can also visit the Hungry Bear Cookie Shop at the Sierra Vista Mall, or the Ridley Sandwich Shop in Ridley. Come try some ice cream. This is Super Series Sirianon reporting for Fresno State Focus.
The Mountain West Conference now will be split into 2 divisions and will have a championship game.
And coming up in sports, we have head coach Tim DeRuiter's thoughts about the splitting of the division.
Grab his keys. Go, man. Don't worry about it.
The Fresno State baseball season took off to a slow start with a young roster and non-conference play. Vanessa Vermontes has more on how the Diamond Dogs have started to turn things around.
With only a handful of juniors and seniors, the Bulldogs were off to a rough start with a 1-6 record in non-conference play before their most recent series against the USC Trojans. Last weekend, the Bulldogs were swept by Stanford's Pac-12 team, followed by a midweek loss to Cal State Bakersfield. Coach Batesel says there have been a lot of positives regardless of their slow start.
You know, we've got 20 out of 26 freshmen and sophomores, but we do have a junior hitting third and a senior hitting fifth and a fifth-year senior hitting fourth. So we do have some veteran guys in the middle of the order, and if we can get them going, I think this thing will turn around fast.
In the midst of the tough competition, the younger guys are finding out what it takes to compete in a 9-inning game. And turnaround they did. The Bulldogs proved themselves on the diamond this weekend. The Bulldogs had over 20 runs across home plate just this weekend in a 2-3 series over the Trojans. Now they're hoping to keep that momentum going as they head into next weekend's series against Cal, followed by the start of conference play the following weekend. With a couple of close games and a couple of tough losses behind them now, the young Bulldogs are now understanding the importance of leadership and teamwork to turn this season around. Starting pitcher Will Monroe says they go into every series with the same mentality.
Look, it doesn't really matter to us, who we play. We got to do our job. Every single one of us has to do our part. So that's all we're really focused on.
With conference play being less than 2 weeks away, the Bulldogs are hitting the weight room, the batting cage, and of course the diamond on their quest to another College World Series title. Vanessa Vermontes, Fresno State Focus.
Bulldog fans should be ready for an interesting season this year. Alan Wildman has more on what it will take to win this year's title.
The Fresno State Bulldogs football team hoisted their first conference championship in over 12 years. The route to the championship has changed a bit this year, seeing as the conference has been split into two 6-team divisions.
Because now there's a conference championship game, and so now there's just one ultimate prize. You don't have to share it. So, I like how it's set up, and I like that you get to play it at. I think it is. You get to play it at whoever has the best record. You played at their stadium, so hopefully that'll be us for a long time, and we can keep some conference championship games here.
Coach DeRuiter seems excited about future rivalries and the chance to play in a championship game every year.
I really like how they split geographically. I think we've got natural competitions over a long period of time with San Jose State in particular. Most recently with what we've gone against Reno, bringing UNLV, which is driving distance for our fans, I think it really helps. And then having Hawaii on our side is kind of a nice, recruiting perk, knowing that every other year we're going to be going out there.
Although some students are upset with the conference splitting into two divisions, other students relish the opportunity to play better competition.
I actually like it a lot because of the three-way tie situation. Last year I felt like there wasn't a true winner because of it. There wasn't a way to settle it either. You can't flip a coin or play another game to decide a true winner.
Even with the conference being split into two divisions, the Fresno State Bulldogs look poised and focused to make another run for this year's championship. I'm Alan Wildman, Fresno State Focus.
No scholarships? Well, no problem. Students are playing sports without being on a Fresno State team.
Most students have the opportunity to play various sports in high school, but can't play it in college because of no scholarships or didn't make the team. Intramural sports at the rec center gives them another shot. Students show teamwork, encourage their teammates, and will do whatever it takes to win.
Intramural sports is a program that we have for all students available, or all Fresno State students. We have a variety of sports, so we have all your traditional sports like football, basketball, soccer, volleyball, and we have a lot of non-traditional sports as well, so kickball, dodgeball, ultimate frisbee, inner tube water polo.
Game schedules are posted on the wall. Students usually find a friend to join a team.
Everybody on this team I've known for a while, and they just needed some people to come out and help out, and that's what I'm here doing, just having some fun.
Even game officials enjoy the student involvement.
Players out here trying to play. Us as refs, we're trying to let these players play. A lot of these players come from high school, trying to continue being athletic, playing the game they love. Other than that, I mean, it's fun out here. I'm happy to be reffing out here. Guys have fun. I'm having fun.
Some students act like they played in the NBA.
I was feeling it. You know, I just watched my boy Steph Curry, you know what I'm saying, go Dubs. And the boy just dropped, 54, jumper. So, I come out, imitate, same little thing.
So were you going for 54?
Nah. I just want to imitate a little bit, so I put it like half that.
Love for the rec is what students wear on their shirts, but it is love for the sports that keeps them here. Intramural sports is a good way for students to continue to play the sports that they love. Joining us now is Kathleen Smershel, who is participating in intramural sports. Thanks for joining us, Kathleen.
No problem.
Now, to start off, what sports do you actually play in intramural?
I played co-ed basketball and all-girls basketball right now.
And why did you join?
Because I wanted to, one, win an intramural shirt. I've had 3, so I've won all 3 years. But and it's just fun. It's competitive. You can enroll in classes too, but it's just not the same. You want to have your team and you want to go out there and beat everybody else.
Now, do you specifically have friends that join the team, or how does that work out?
Well, first I joined up with a couple of guys who then, I met girls that way. But through the girls intramurals team, I signed up as a free agent, and I met girls that way. And I've actually been with 2 to 3 girls throughout the whole 3 years that I've been here that I met in free agents, and we still talk. So you kind of get to meet friends that way too.
So you say you play basketball, right? So what position you play? Are you a shooter, or you go in? How does that work?
Well, the shooter depends on the day and the touch or the luck, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes it falls, sometimes it doesn't. But I just like to play point. I'm more of a passer.
I am Fresno State, and I'm going to show you why.
I don't really like to be the limelight or definitely the shooter.
So you like LeBron James instead of Kobe, right?
Oh, I could be labeled as LeBron James any day.
So what do you have for other students that actually want to join intramural sports? What do you think? Do you think they should join?
I think they should definitely join. Even if you don't know how to play, on my free agent team, we actually had a girl that had never played before, but she wanted to play. I thought it was great that she wanted to get out there. We were encouraging. You learn things, you make new friends, you're getting exercise, you're not sitting at home watching TV or dwelling on homework, which we all know we want to get out of the way of doing, and just frees up your mind, and it's fun.
So what sports do you actually play in high school that you continue? Was it basketball?
Yeah, I played girls basketball, I played tennis, and I actually played 1 year of powder puff football too. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Kathleen, for your time, and good luck on keep playing intramural sports.
I'll try to win that second one.
For more information on intramural sports, go to auxiliary.com/SRC. That's sports now. Back to Jennifer and Jared.
Thanks, Byron. Administrators at Fresno State have made a few new changes to help students get around parking lots better.
Plus, get into Magic Mountain paying about $15 less than everybody else. We'll tell you how right after this.
I am Fresno State, and I'm going to show you why. Here's the beautiful and newly constructed Henry Madden Library, which has a massive collection. The Save Mart Center, which is our sports venue and one of the best attended in the entire country. We're absolute pioneers in the agricultural sciences, having led to the production of the first university winery and drawing in a diversity of students to achieve academic success over the past 100 years. And I wish I had time to tell you about everything else, but in reality, I think you're just going to have to come see for yourself.
You can't ignore the natural disasters that have hit America over the past month. There's been flooding in many states, and right now in Texas and California, wildfires have already destroyed over 1,000 homes. But there's something you can do to help. Please call 1-800-RED-CROSS and make a donation to the American Red Cross Disaster Relief. Call right now. I'll wait. Did you forget the number? Here. Go on, scoot. Thank you so much.
The Fresno State Meat judging team would like you to meet them, and Andrea Ciateco has the details.
Many people wouldn't know what it takes to make a steak prime, but the students on the Fresno State's meats judging team do. The students learn about certain qualifications based on trimness, muscling, and quality factors. In competitions, the students judge beef, lamb, and pork to make sure that all specifications are met for consumers' consumption. Under the direction of Coach Josh Hasty, he believes his team has what it takes.
Well, we have definitely a winning attitude here at Fresno State. It's easier for somebody to stand behind a winning team than it is for somebody to stand behind a team that just goes and doesn't really have a chance of winning.
The meets team competes against many universities from across the country. Fresno State is the only school to represent California.
Geographically, we're at a big disadvantage because most of the contests are in the Midwest. And so we have to fly to most of the contests, which creates kind of a big financial burden for a California school.
Junior Ashley Smith thinks that being the underdog in competitions is no problem for her squad.
There are certain teams that everybody expects to win, but we work hard. And when we beat them, it's just one of the best feelings in the world to know that because of our hard work, we were able to be number one. There's a great saying that we try to live by on this team, that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Everybody wants to be a part of a winning team. So they're going to come out and they're going to join and they're going to see what it's all about. And once they get interested in it, they're going to want to stay.
You can't spell team without meet. This is Andrea Cioteco, Fresno State Focus.
USU Productions created a new 3-part lecture series that wrapped up last night. Jessica Harrington has more on the series and whether there will be more to come.
You will discover what you want to do with your lives.
It's called Fresno State Talks.
We really envision it as kind of a TED Talks.
The series featured 3 professors from campus in an effort to explore discovery, diversity, and distinction. There was a reception hour before each lecture for students to enjoy food and drinks and get to know the professor. Then it was into their seats for the lecture. Each professor, such as Dr. Chapman behind me, were nominated by students and then selected by a panel.
3 students, including myself and Andrew, and then another student, as well as Dr. Neff and Dr. Caldwell, who know the whole story of the faculty, sat together and discussed what we thought students would like and who would be the most engaging, most fun professors.
Dr. Honora Chapman started off the series on a journey of self-discovery. Dr. T. Hassan Johnson explored diversity and hip-hop culture. Then, Dr. Wade Gilbert wrapped up the series with a lecture on how to achieve greater distinction.
And we really thought that tying in the new brand values, discovery, diversity, distinction, was the best way to get the message across because they are the university's values.
It was a packed house at each lecture, and overall, people seemed to like the series.
It's something unique and different. I've never really attended something like this before.
Oh, absolutely amazing. I mean, we couldn't have picked finer faculty to represent this lecture series.
As of right now, there are no plans for the next set of Fresno State Talks.
We're hoping that we can make this a tradition and students will have the opportunity to honor professors year after year and still give their input about Fresno State's brand.
Jessica Harrington, Fresno State Focus.
With graduation right around the corner, students are starting to prepare themselves for the business world. Senior Laura Facciani started early by opening up her own photography business. Joining me now is Laura Facciani. How's it going today?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing good. I just heard that you got Entrepreneur of the Year.
Yeah, yesterday the Fresno Chamber of Commerce awarded me College Entrepreneur of the Year for 2013.
That's great. And did they find you by your photography business or?
They did through the Lyle Center, which is here on campus. They usually contact them for interviews or just students who are up and coming.
Okay. And how long have you been doing this now?
I launched my business in 2010, and it's really exploded since I've been in the hatchery, which are 7 student offices over in the Lyle Center. Last March, I was awarded one of the spots.
Now, did you apply with the Lyle Center, or how did you find that?
Yeah, with the Lyle Center, they have you submit financials, and they go over your business plan, your executive summary, and then you go through a rigorous interview, and then you're awarded one of the spots.
Do you have any interesting moments that's happened in the last few years since you joined? Is there something exciting about it so far? Or?
Everything's exciting. I've quadrupled my profit, which is absolutely crazy, but it's completely changed my business, which is really awesome. And I feel ready to be submerged in the business culture once I graduate in May.
Now, do you plan on staying in Fresno with the business, or do you plan on expanding it? And how's that going, I guess?
I'm going to stay in Fresno because of the network of people that I have established here. And yeah, just to expand more and grow more.
Okay, and then also there's something happening in next weekend, I believe, on the 16th?
Yeah, March 15th and 16th, I'm holding Easter mini sessions, and they're for children. We're going to have live bunnies and other Easter props. It's going to be really fun. So I have 14 of those sessions, and they're almost all booked, so it's pretty exciting.
That's exciting. Well, good luck on your ventures out there.
Thank you so much.
For more information on Laura Facciani, please go to faccianiphotography.com. That's FACCIANI photography, or look up her name, photography, on Facebook.
Students on campus have a hard time finding parking, but a newly reconstructed lot is providing more than just parking, more spaces. Rachel Waldron has the story.
If you have ever tried to find parking on campus, you know that it can be a pain to find a spot close to your class. The Fresno State Parking Administration tried to do something to ease that pain. Lot J, located on the east side of campus, was rebuilt and opened to students and faculty for the fall 2012 semester. Students like Ivan Torres felt like it made parking less confusing and created more spaces.
I actually think it's a lot better. There's not the teacher section in the middle where it was kind of confusing for people, and I think there's a lot more parking now. It's a lot easier.
Creating new spots was not the only goal the parking administration had. While adding 500 new spaces, they also added security features like this well-lit walkway. Parking Administrator Amy Armstrong said that by taking out the old trees, they were able to increase visibility, which made the cameras more effective. They also added more cameras and emergency towers, but one of the biggest improvements they made was the LED lights.
With the types of lights that were out there, they were few and far between and not as bright, and so we really see that what we've been able to do is improve the safety of that lot.
When asked, students did not realize that the new safety features like